Good morning, students. Welcome to today's session. And I think every one of you understood whatever we have seen in the last classes. And before going to today's session, just I want to clear some doubts to you. That is, we know that three types of data are available. That is raw data, frequency distributed data, and continuous data. So what is the difference? So what is the difference among the three types of data? Now let us explain with an example. So look at the example. The following are the marks obtained by a student in 7 subjects. That is, a student got 7 subject marks here. That is 25, 30, 25, 40, 50, 30 and 25. Suppose if we represent the given data as it is without change anything, means that this comes under raw data. So raw data means we want to represent the data without changing given. So that is called raw data. And frequency distributed data. So how can we convert the given information into frequency distribution data? So that is the structure. That is X value, F value. Here X is nothing but the different marks here. So here some of the marks are repeated, right? But here in the X value, I wrote the different marks, that is 25, 30, 40, 50, all are different marks. And in frequency, how many times a particular marks repeated, that is the information here. So here 25, 1, 2, 3. So 3 times repeated here. So frequency of 25 is nothing but 3. And 30, 1, 2. So here 2 times repeated. So frequency of 30 is nothing but 2. Similarly, the frequency of 40 is nothing but 1. And 50 is nothing but 1. So this structure is nothing but your frequency distribution data. And look at the next table. So the same thing, I classified that mass into intervals, some intervals, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 and 40 to 50. So here this is lower limit and this one upper limit, already I said. So here we are going to write the frequency of the mass. Now look at here, any marks are there between 0 to 10? No, so 0. And similarly 10 to 20 is not there, so 0. And what about 20 to 30? So 20 to 30, how many numbers are available? Means 25 and 30 only. But here we are always include the upper limit only in the particular interval, lower limit only in the particular interval, not upper limit. So look at here, 20 to 30. So 20 to 30 is the interval. So lower limit is 20 and upper limit is 30. So we need not, or we don't include the upper limit in the particular interval. So which number will be available within this interval? So 25 alone. So how many times 25 repeated here? 3 times. So next 30 to 40. In that also we included lower limit, we excluded upper limit. So lower limit is 30. So 30 is there or not here? Yes, 2 times are there. So 2. So next 40 to 50. So in this 40 to 50, there's a last interval. So here we can include the upper limit also, because that is a last interval. So between these two limits, which numbers are available here? 40 and 50. So 2 numbers are available. So 2. So totally 7 numbers are there if we count individually in raw data. And here if you add all the frequency, how much? 3 to 5, 6, 7. Similarly here 3 to 5, 5 plus 2, 7. So all the 3 types are the same information, right? The mass obtained by a student in 7 subjects. That is the procedure, that is a problem here. And I converted that same information into 3 types of data. So this one raw data, proceed as it is, and this one frequency distribution data, and this one continuous data. But however, the information is the same, right? So that is the difference among raw data, frequency distribution and continuous data, right? And here look at the question. If the mean of the following data is 18, then find F. That is, in the last class we have seen how to find out the mean for all the 3 types of data: raw data, frequency distribution and continuous data. We found mean value alone. So what is given in the question means X value or class interval, everything given with all frequencies. But look at here, so here mean value given, but we are going to find out one unknown value in the frequency column, that is frequency row, right? So this kind of question is very important. So this kind of questions maximum they are asking in board exams, right? So let us see the solution, how to find out. So look at the video.
Look at the difference here. So here 12, here 14. So the difference is 2. And look at the length of the class interval also here. So 13 minus 7, 12.
I think this is the video.
Look at the example here. The given data is nothing but class interval, that is continuous data, that is third type. So here the given data is nothing but continuous, that is 11 to 13 and 13 to 15, 15 to 17. It will be continuous here. And also mean value given as 18. So here the difference is, now we are going to find out the unknown frequency f instead of finding the mean value, because mean value already given here. So that is a very important type. So how can you find out? So already we know that in continuous data 3 types of formulas are available. So we can use any other formula for finding this kind of values. Now I am going to use the second method, that is shortcut method. So in shortcut method, the formula is nothing but x bar equal to a plus sigma fd divided by n, where d equal to m minus a. That is a formula for the shortcut method. Now I am going to create a table. So in the first 2 columns is nothing but the given data. So write the data now. So 11 to 13, 13 to 15, 15 to 17, 17 to 19, 19 to 21, 21 to 23 and 23 to 25. Next we are going to fill up the frequency. So what is frequency? 7, 6, 9, 13, F, 5 and 4. So next to the formula, we want to find out the value of D. So before that we need A value and also M value. So first fill up M value. So M value is nothing but the mid value of the given class interval. So here the given class interval is nothing but 11 to 13. So add these two and divide it by 2. So 11 plus 13, 24. 24 by 2 is 12. So here 13 plus 15, the total is 28. So 28 by 2 is that. Look at the difference here. So here 12, here 14. So the difference is 2. And look at the length of the class interval also here. So 13 minus 7, 12. So both are same. So that we are writing the remaining m value by adding 2. So 14, the next value 16, 18, 20, 22 and 24. So next I need to write D value. So D is nothing but m minus a. So m already we fill up to here. Next we need a value. So a is nothing but the middle of n value. So the middle of n value is nothing but 18. So a is 18. So next we are going to subtract 18 from all the n values. So first 12 minus 18 equal to minus 6. Then 14 minus 18 equal to minus 4. Then 16 minus 18 equal to minus 2. Then 18 minus 18 equal to 0. Then 20 minus 18 equal to 2. Then 22 minus 18 equal to 4. Then 24 minus 18 equal to 6. So next in the formula f into d is there. So multiply f into d. So we are going to multiply f column and also d column. So multiply now. So 7 6 are 42. So minus is there. And 6 4s are 24. Then 9 2s are 18. Then 13 into 0, 0. And f into 2. So we are going to multiply these two value with the unknown value f. That is 2f. Not 2 plus f, 2 minus f. Not like that. We are going to multiply directly. 2f, 2f. Then 5 into 4, 20. 4 into 6, 24. So here summation is available in front of f into d. So we are going to add this column. So add now. So the negative total is nothing but minus 84. And here positive total is nothing but 44. So here this is unknown value. So keep as it is. right? Now simplify this. So minus 84 and plus 44, the remaining value is minus 40. The remaining value is minus 40. Now before substituting the formula, so we need n value also in the formula. So in the formula n value is there, so we need n value. So n is nothing but the total frequency. Now add the total frequency. So 7, 6, 13 and 39, 22 and 25, 35. So okay, f is this, leave this. So 35, 40, 40 plus 4, 44. So 44 plus f. Keep the unknown value as it is, right? So next we are going to substitute in the formula. So x bar equal to 18 plus sigma fd is nothing but minus 40. So minus 40 divided by and minus 40 plus 2f, because the 2f is also there. So minus 40 plus 20, 2f. So minus 40 plus 2f and whole divided by n value 44 plus f. So x bar already given us 18. So 18 equal to 18 plus minus 40 plus 2f divided by 44 plus f. Then bring the 18 that side. So 18 minus 18 equal to minus 40 plus 2f divided by 44 plus f. Now 18 minus 18, 0. So equal to minus 40 plus 2f divided by 44 plus f. And make a cross multiplication now. So 0 into this term is nothing but 0. So 0 equal to minus 40 plus 2f. So bring the 40 left hand side, it will become plus 40 equal to 2f. So 40 by 2 equal to 2f. So which implies, f, which implies if you simplify this, 20. So 20 equal to f. So that is the value of f.
So next median. So we are going to find out median. So median is nothing but second of your measures of central tendency, right? So that is a formula for our data. So median equal to, so this kind of formulas are available, right? So instead of using the formula, so how can you find out median for our data? First we have to arrange the data into ascending or descending order and then count the number of terms. If the number of terms are odd, then it is enough to find out the first middle value. That is middle value, only one will be there. If the terms are odd means. Suppose the number of terms is even, then you can find out two middle terms in the series. So the average of the particular two middle terms is nothing but the median of your raw data. And that is the formula for frequency distribution data. That is just greater of n by 2 in cumulative frequency, where n already we know that sigma f. So everything we are going to find out, that is everything we are going to see under some examples, then only we will understand. So that is the continuous data formula, that is L plus n by 2 minus AF by F into H. So this everything, the expansion of the letters. So L is lower limit of the median class and n equal to sigma f and CF equal to cumulative frequency. So when you are seeing the questions, that is sums, when you are solving the sums, I will explain all the terms, right? So let us continue the next slide.